Good evening. We've got a great group today. We've got General Chitshaw from the National Guard. We've got the Coast Guard Captain Dickinson. We've got Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn. We have the Tampa Police Chief Castor. We've got the Tampa Fire and EMS Chief Forward. We got the Deputy Chief of Hillsborough County, Chief Deputy Sheriff DeCopo. We've got the Tampa EM Coordinator, Emergency Management Coordinator Chauncey Willis. So right now where the storm is, it's just passing the Keys, 60 miles an hour, heading about 16 miles per hour north or west-northwest. If you look at the 5 o'clock forecast from the National Hurricane Center, it's trended a little bit further west, which now looks like landfall will be Mississippi, which is good for Florida, but not good for Mississippi. We don't know the damage out of the Keys yet. We have positive initial damage assessment, but it's still early. We'll know a lot more in the days going forward. I've been talking to utilities today. We have minor power outages in the southern part of the state and in the Keys, but they've brought individuals forward to deal with that issue. The Panhandle is anticipating 18 inches of rain potential. The Panhandle, even with this storm going further west, the Panhandle is already saturated, so 18 inches of rain is a significant problem, especially in Escambia County. The perception or expectation right now is we'll have tropical storm force winds for 40 hours in Escambia County. So as you know, earlier this couple of months ago, we had a lot of flooding in Escambia County in the Pensacola area, and so we have that risk again. The mayor talked a little bit more about Tampa, but 2 to 4 inches of rain, tropical storm force winds, so we still have some issues. But one positive is this storm is going faster, so anything that's happening, it will happen faster. Now, all along the coast of Florida, we're worried about storm surge, wind, rain, and tornadoes. So everybody needs to continue to be cautious. 3 days of water, 3 days of food, have a full tank of gas, have your medicine. If you're in the Tampa area, if you're on the beach, stay on the beach side. You don't need to come into Tampa. You don't know what roads are going to get closed down, how much flooding we're going to have. Stay off the water. We're going to have riptides. We don't know how bad the winds are going to be, but stay off the water. No question about that. I had a conversation today with the president. We talked about FEMA, whether FEMA is being helpful, and they have been very helpful. As this was started this week, we had about 250 members of FEMA here in the state because of Tropical Storm Debbie. They've been very helpful. As we've done our twice-a-day calls, we've had the RNC, federal officials, including FEMA. We've had state and local. We've shared information. Everybody's working off the same amount of information. We're making good decisions. It's very well coordinated. You have to be very proud of the federal, state, and local efforts in this, the city efforts. Everybody's been very professional and made good decisions. Now it looks like the storm is going to be heading a little bit further west, so the state of Florida be prepared to assist the other states. It's positive for us that it's moving a little bit further west, but whether it's Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, we'll be prepared to be helpful to them. So again, everybody needs to be cautious. This is positive that it's moving a little bit west for Florida. And again, it's positive the Keys. It doesn't look like the initial assessments are minor damage, but again, we'll know more at daybreak tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. So now I'll turn it over to Mayor Buckhorn.
Governor, thank you. And I think what you see behind us is exactly why this whole process has worked so well. When the governor stood up this group, if you will, I can't tell you how helpful he has been in terms of deploying the resources of the state, of coordinating the efforts. All of our partners here, whether they're FDLE, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, this really has been a team effort. And we have been hand in hand with the RNC as well. I mean, not only for the last year and a half, but as part of every one of these discussions that we've had over the last week, the RNC has been partners with us. We're not going to make any decisions without consulting them and vice versa. This obviously is an interesting time. We are hosting what will be the second most viewed television event in the entire world, which is the Republican National Convention. At the same time, we're managing a potential hurricane as well. And I got to tell you, it's the entire team here has done an amazing job. It has been seamless. It has been without ego. It has been without turf, and it's working. And I think the citizens of this state are well served by what this process has become. For Tampa's issues, I mean, we're going to see some high winds tomorrow. We're going to see significant amount of rains as the bands come through. We have opened up 3 sandbagging locations for residents who live in low-lying areas. We don't expect a lot of tidal surge, but there will be areas that traditionally hold water that will continue to hold water. The ground is saturated, so there will be standing areas of water, particularly in South Tampa and some of our low-lying areas. Absent that, I think we're going to be okay. The convention will resume on Tuesday with a compressed but very active schedule. We're going to show the world from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday what a great place this is as a state and as a city, and we're going to put on a good show and be a great host for the Republican Party. But we couldn't do it without all of the people that you see standing behind us. So, Governor, thank you for the state's assistance, and to all of the folks that have bags under their eyes, thank you for doing a job very, very well done. Governor.
As the mayor said, the city of Tampa, Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, everybody here has done a great job. What everybody that comes to the state knows now is we're a state that knows how to deal with hurricanes. And as the mayor said, I think probably on Wednesday when I talked to him, we're ready for this convention. The city's ready for this convention. They're going to know this is a state that knows hospitality. And the city of Tampa, these counties have done a great job, and they're going to continue to do a great job. So any of us can answer any questions anyone has.
Earlier today you said that you would be offering your resources if it struck somewhere else. Now that the trajectory is showing in Mississippi, have you talked to the governor there, and what do you plan to do?
I'll be talking to Governor Bryant, who I know well, and make sure he knows that any resources he needs, we'll be ready for him. Now, one thing we all have to make sure we understand, these are forecasts. These are still forecasts a couple of days out. They're going to continue to change. Fortunately, for the state of Florida, it's moved a little bit further west, not positive for the states west of us. But we'll continue to monitor it. We have very good working relationships with the states of Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. So as we all know, I beat Perry in a fishing tournament a couple weeks ago.
Governor, I know you said you don't know a whole lot about damage in the Keys, but what is that minor damage that you have heard about? What is the nature of it?
What we've heard so far is there's been some minor flooding and the power outages, but that's all the damage we know of today. But it's been 60+ mile-an-hour winds. It's starting to taper off now, but it's not going to taper off quickly. One positive is this storm is moving faster. Now, the forecast has it slowing down as it gets to the coast, the Gulf Coast, which is not going to be good. That's one of our problems in the Panhandle, so much rain. If you followed what happened with Debbie, we had so much flooding. You had places like Franklin and Wakulla counties that were just saturated, and they still are wet.
Governor, Chief, Mayor, any of you about I know we took the tops off the tents and some other minor steps. Anything else that's changed in terms of preparation for the convention, or have things actually turned over to more about how can we get things ramped up in time? What do we say?
Well, we've advised everybody involved in this process as to what to expect. There will be some heavy winds. In terms of the fencing, we think the fencing is secured. Some of them sandbags have been added to make sure to hold them down. All of the tent companies we have checked and advised as to what to expect in terms of potentially 40-knot winds, either in bands or sustained, to remind them to make sure to secure their environment. The tents that are less stable, which are largely between the convention center and the forum, will probably be taken down and then erected again on Tuesday morning. So we think we're in pretty good shape. It's just going to be a squirrely day tomorrow, and we're going to get through it. As Floridians, we deal with this every year. We're accustomed to dealing with it. We're prepared to deal with it. We practice to get ready for it. We execute those plans flawlessly. And so we're just going to get through this day. And when the storm passes and the sun comes out, it's going to be great to be in Tampa. And we're going to show the world exactly what we're capable of doing. And as the governor said, we're also showing the world what it means to be prepared and to execute in the face of some natural disasters. And I think that is a credit to us as a state, to the leadership that you see behind me, to the National Guard that helps us. That is as important to the world that's looking at us as putting on a good show.
Mayor, there's been some talk about extending the convention through Friday. One, what's your opinion about that? And two, would the city be ready for that?
We would be ready if need be. I don't have an opinion because it's not my call. That would be Chairman Priebus's call and the Republican National Committee. If that were the decision that they were to make, and I have not heard anything, as I heard the chairman on TV today saying it's full steam ahead Tuesday, the gavel bangs and the convention is going. But that would be his call, and we would work with him in whatever his decision would be, just as we did when he decided to postpone it, which was the right decision.
Governor, by the end of tonight, do you expect to have actually talked on the phone with the governors of Alabama and Mississippi, or is that just sort of over the next few days? How do you expect that to happen?
Most likely I'll be talking to them tonight. Yeah. I talk to Governor Bentley whenever we have issues. He does the same thing. Governor Bryant does the same thing. We talk whenever we have issues that impact. And we have a lot, as you know, the Gulf Coast states have a lot of issues. You know, we had the oil spill, so we talk quite a bit.
Have you determined your schedule for tomorrow yet?
No, I'll make a decision probably either later tonight or first thing in the morning what I'm going to do tomorrow. But, you know, the important thing for the state, I think, as the mayor said, everybody here cares about one thing, the safety of everybody that lives here and everybody that visits here. We want everybody to have a great visit to our state, but we want everybody to be safe in our state.
And have you heard from Governor Jindal? Has he told you he's definitely not coming?
I've not heard from Governor Jindal. So.
Okay, ask Chief Gasker a quick question. In your opinion, has the weather kept protesters away? Are you seeing less protesters than you expected? And also, other than the gentleman who was arrested with machete, have there been other arrests?
No, there haven't been other arrests. And really, we expected the majority of the demonstrators to be here on Monday. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Chief, the fact that there won't be convention activity per se tomorrow, how do you think that will affect the possibility of more protesting or less protesters?
I don't know if the delegates come out and get involved in the demonstrations.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen. No, we don't see that that's going to have an effect. We'll wait and see tomorrow.
Any other questions? All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll have another, well, in our case, we'll have a briefing at 11:15 in the morning, and wherever I am, we'll end up doing a press conference around noon. So thanks, everybody, for coming out.